Hello YouTube, Bookham Dano here. Wanted to do a haul video of some of the stuff I've picked up over the last few weeks. There are some local comic book pickups here, there's a few eBay items, and then my wife and I also went to BuyMeToys.com, the comic store in Mishawaka. That's about an hour away from us, and picked up some nice things there. So let's get started. This is Batman 24. As you all know, it's the proposal issue. This is the newsstand variant. I had seen, I forget whose video I was watching, but they mentioned that Barnes & Noble carries comics and that they are the newsstand variants. I wasn't aware of that, so I stopped in there. This is a week or two after this issue came out. And they had one left. It's it's not in perfect shape. It was a little beat up there on the shelf, but I went ahead and picked it up. It's a great cover. It's a kind of a sought after issue. I don't like the the cover price is $1 more than the comic book store, but whatever. It's nice to have, I guess. So. And I also picked up this one at the same time. It's Batman 25, which is the first issue of the War of Jokes and Riddles. So again, it's the newsstand variant. It's a little more expensive. And again, this one's a little beat up as well. But I didn't own any, at least modern newsstand variants, so I was happy to pick those up. Also, picked up some items on eBay. The next 5 books I won as individual auctions from Torpedo Comics. Torpedo is the really nice store out in Las Vegas. I first ran into them at C2E2 this year. And so I think these are just issues that they probably purchased as part of a larger collection and we're just selling them on eBay. They are not... they don't have that Torpedoes comics treatment. They're not in Mylar. They're stamped back, Torpedo Comics backing board or anything. But these are still pretty cool, and I got them fairly inexpensively. So the first one here is Superman 216. This came out in May of '69, so late Silver Age. Superman joins the army. He's in Vietnam. He's like a war correspondent or something, and he has to fight this giant GI, it says on the cover, but I believe his name is actually Kong. So he's he's like the son of a U.S. general. Then there's been some kind of mutant mutant thing happening, which makes him this giant. But I thought the cover was really cool. It's a Joe Kubert cover, and so I'm happy to have that. This is Superman 279. It is from 1974, September of '74, and I originally wanted this because of its it's got Batgirl on the cover, which I thought was cool. Not something you see every day on a Superman book. But I wanted to pick that up. It's a Nick Cardy cover. Nick Cardy did a lot of the Aquaman covers from the Silver Age, so happy to have that. As you can see, I'm trying to do taking my cue from Alex the Comic Hoarder and trying to provide a little bit more information here, do a little research on these. But pretty cool. All right, the next 3 issues, again part of that Torpedo Comics eBay auction, are issues of Sea Devils. Sea Devils was a Silver Age series that went. There's 35 issues in it, and I have issues 28, 33, and 35, so I have the last issue. Issues 28 and 33 are both gray tone covers. Gray tone covers are created by doing either like real heavy pencil or charcoal lines underneath everything, and it really brings out the contrast and the shadows and stuff. They're really collectible, and so happy to have these. These Sea Devil covers are pretty cool. You know, whether they're gray tone or not, but cool. So that's 28. This is 33. Against the She-Wolf. And here's the last issue, number 35. It's kind of a iconic cover there, facing the sea monster. All right, another thing I got on eBay. You guys know I'm a Plastic Man fan, and I saw this cover. It's got Plastic Man and Swamp Thing on it. It's Convergence number 1. I thought, well, I'll pick that up. It was pretty cheap, and I like I said, I like Plastic Man on the cover. This was another issue I bought. I've got it in a top loader, so there's a little more glare there. Sorry about that. This is the variant issue for Bombshells number 3. I think Kate Lambeth is the artist. She was at C2E2 this year. I wish I had this book then. I would have had her sign it, but maybe she'll be there next year and I can get it signed. But kind of like that cover. All right. Bear with me a second here. All right, this particular issue I got at Buy Me Toys. I kind of like these Scooby-Doo team-ups. They are really well written, I think. Very much capture the, you know, that late 60s, early 70s Scooby-Doo cartoon feel. And then I've been picking up some of these team-ups that have characters that I like. So this one has Hawkman and Hawkgirl. I have not read this yet, but like I said, I've been enjoying most of these. Here we go. I mentioned Alex the Comic Hoarder earlier, and this is for you, buddy. This is Adam Hughes Supergirl cover. I know you're always picking this up when you find it. I got this at Buy Me Toys in Mishawaka. Here's another Scooby-Doo team up. It's got Green Arrow and Green Lantern. I haven't read that yet. I picked up Superman number 11. I think it's the second appearance of the Super Sons. Superman number 10 is the first appearance. And then, of course, they've got their own series now. I really like, really been enjoying Super Sons. It's one that I read, and it's on my pull list at my local store. But I only get the Dustin Wynn variant cover because I, really love his watercolor style. I have spoken about him before, and we'll see some more of his work here in a little bit. Speaking of artists that I liked, this is a few more items I grabbed at Buy Me Toys. These are all J.G. Jones covers of Wonder Woman. I had a few of them that I've shown off before, but I had a list of the ones I didn't have and was able to pick up fill a few of those gaps. So that's cool. Here's another one. And of course, Greg Rucka is the writer on these as well. So, you got the super cool J.G. Jones covers. And then I haven't read them yet, but I'm looking forward to reading these. Two. Picked up some more detective comics. This one is 857. There's a kind of a whole run of detective in the 850s. The star Batwoman. So I picked that up. I've got a few more of these here. So here's 858. Here's 866. And this is Dustin Wynn did the art on this, and I believe he did the cover as well. Certainly looks like his style. I'll have to double check that. I really like that watercolor style. Here is Detective 867. Here's another Scooby-Doo team-up. I actually bought this when I was visiting my folks around the 4th of July. It's got Plastic Man on it, and it's a Scooby-Doo team-up, so I couldn't pass that up. And it's a pretty good story, too. They do a good job of, you know, Plastic Man goes back to the 40s, and they do a good job of capturing that kind of aspect of it. Okay, these are some dollar bin finds from my local store. Picked up a few Catwoman. So this is Catwoman 17. Brubaker wrote that one. There's Catwoman number 4. It's another Brubaker. And number 5. So a little bit for the Brubaker run. Sorry about that. A couple more detectives here. Bear with me 1 second. So hope you can see that well. So this is Detective 848, and again, this is a Dustin Wynn watercolor. So very cool. And here is 854, which is another detective featuring Batwoman. All right, just got one more stack here. So you guys know Buy Me Toys, from time to time, you know, they do their own variant covers. They've done them. They did one for Star Wars number 1. I think they had one for a Deadpool comic. And they did a bunch of Rebirth ones. Batman, Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, and Justice League. And I had all those. I don't have the Deadpool one, but I had all the others. So Betty Page number 1 just came out, and they've got their own cover for that. It's the artist is Greg Hillenbrand. So pretty cool. There's a color version, and then as you can see, black and white. Hildebrandt, I think I mispronounced that the first time. So Greg Hildebrandt. So these are really cool. They're much more limited than the Rebirth issues that they did. The Rebirth issues, they would do 3,000 in the print run for the color and 1,500 for the black and white. These are like way less than 1,000, I think, for each, for both the color. There's more color than there are the black and white, but Casey and Kelly from Buy Me Toys were telling me that first of all, Greg Hildebrandt got half of the black and white covers, you know, which is fine. That must have been part of their deal. But a big portion of the sketch covers that came to their store were damaged, so they didn't even put them out. So they weren't exactly sure what the print run is on this, but based on what they said, you know, I think it's, you know, 500 would be a high number. It's probably less than that, and then, you know, less than that are actually available because there were some that were damaged and so on. So this is, I don't know, pretty cool, and I have 2 copies of it. I am seriously, I haven't made the final decision yet, but I think I'm going to get these graded. So, and you see they got the Buy Me Toys logo. Sorry about the glare. So, all right, another Buy Me Toys pickup here. This is the Phil Noto variant for Darth Vader number 1. This is the 2nd series of Darth Vader. I have not read the new story, but I had seen this cover at my local shop and had considered picking it up. I noticed it was actually a couple bucks less at Buy Me Toys, so I went ahead and bought it. But I think that's a super cool cover. All right, and then that brings me to this really cool thing. Back in, I think it was June, Casey and Kelly closed their store for a week, and they went to Germany. They were touring a bunch of comic stores and businesses there, and trying to build some ties. And I think what they're trying to do is find a market for some of their like variant comics and so on, but also trying to get a tap into some German suppliers for different toys and comics and art and that sort of thing. So I think they had a pretty cool trip, but this is one of the things they brought back. Comics around in countries, especially when there's a different language, when it has to be translated, are packaged differently to make it anywhere near cost effective. They usually put 2 comics together, if not more. So this is Darth Vader number 3, first appearance of Dr. Aphra, but it's also Darth Vader number 4. So they put these together. The whole comic's in German. Very cool. I compared it to one of my copies, and the artwork's all identical. It's just the English has been translated into German. But I'm a big fan of Dr. Aphra, and I've got several copies of Darth Vader 3, her first appearance, including a graded copy I showed off not too long ago. But I thought this would be a nice addition to the personal collection there, the German edition of Dr. Aphra's first appearance. So very happy to get that. And then here's another eBay find. You guys know I'm a huge Descender fan, and this is a cover. It's a variant cover for issue number 1. It's probably my favorite one. I just really like this this art. I have one other copy of this that's graded that I've shown off, but I found this on eBay for super good price as far as I was concerned, and very happy. It came in Mylar, which makes it kind of shiny here, but you can see it's just a beautiful cover. Very happy to pick that up. This is another one that's pretty limited. There are 500 copies printed of this, so very cool. And then last but not least, one more in this Batman run. So Detective Comics. So this is Detective 856, another one that I picked up at Buy Me Toys in Mishawaka, featuring Batwoman. All right, YouTube, that'll do it. Thanks for watching, and take care.